Hi guys, Dennis Molloy again with our next chapter in our kicking series. Hopefully you guys watched last week's, got your front kick down, ready to move on to a little bit more difficult kick. So the front kick is a straight line kick. Today I'd like to go into some circular kicks called a crescent kick and reverse crescent kick. And of course our stance, our guard doesn't change. We don't want to give away what we're doing by changing your stance. So I try to be able to perform all my punches and kicks from the same stance. That way my opponent won't see it's coming. I won't be telegraphing my kick. So on the crescent kick, I'm going to rotate just like we did for a front kick, but instead of chambering my leg straight through, I want to start to create the circle. So I'm going to chamber my leg a little bit wider. This will give my leg a chance to come around and circle, hitting the side of my target rather than the front of my target. But the motions are still the same. I want to rotate, still chamber, extend, rechamber, and then I'm in control of where I'm going to step. My target now can range from a low kick, hitting the legs, higher to the body, or even higher to the head once you're comfortable with that range of motion. So the crescent kick is to rotate, chamber, kick, and come back. And a little faster, you want to flow. So when you hit your chamber position, we don't want to pause there. It's the position you kick through. So once I hit my rotation, then my leg comes across, striking my target, and then I can step forward, I can step back, I'm in control, and always practice from both sides as well. And the reverse crescent kick's just the opposite. So I'm going to rotate again into my kick. This time my chamber comes across my body, setting up the circle to strike in the opposite direction. So I'm going to rotate my shoulders, my knee comes across, I kick now with the outside edge of my foot. This kick is more just done to the head because it does not have the power that the crescent kick has, but it's very effective to the head. So I'm going to rotate, and my leg comes across the target, striking the complete opposite side of the crescent kick. So the crescent kick hits with the inside edge of your foot, and the reverse crescent kick hits with the outside edge of the foot. Now we're going to take it over to the heavy bag, and I'll show you the application there. Okay, so once again, when you're ready to do the kick on the bag, be aware of gauging the kick. Every kick that you use has a little different gauging. So the crescent kick, you would actually stand slightly closer than you would for a front kick. My front kick is a fairly long range kick. If I was to crescent kick from here, I would totally miss the bag. So you want to get a little bit closer. And again, to get your form down correctly, I recommend doing the kick low. And then once you're comfortable kicking low, you can always bring the kick up. But we want power, and that comes from hip and shoulder rotation. Okay? So I'm going to rotate my shoulders, my chamber comes up, I hit the side of the bag, and step down. Again, I want to follow through. So when I strike the bag, I'm not trying to strike the surface of the bag, but I'm trying to strike through the bag, again, as if the bag wasn't there. So I'm going to strike through the bag, striking with the inside of my foot. The reverse crescent kick, just the opposite. I stand in the same place right in front of the bag, but instead of bringing my knee up wide, I'm going to bring my knee up across, and now I'm going to strike the outside of the bag with the outside of my foot. So again, the shoulder rotation really sets the kick up, my chamber, and then the kick. Very important on this kick to have a tight chamber. Because you don't have a lot of shoulder rotation on this kick, you're going to rely a lot on the actual kicking motion of the kick. So I want that kick to be explosive. If I bring my leg up too stiff, I lose a lot of the power. So one a little hotter with the outside edge of the foot. Okay? Shoulder, outside edge of the foot. You can see it can be a very powerful kick if your technique and form is done correctly. So work on that. It's a little more challenging than the front kick. Next, we're going to work on the roundhouse kick.